Morning folks, this is Todd with Survival Sherpa. Wanted to come out today, and I'm always needing some kind of surface to work on out here in my shelter. And so Mother Nature pushed this big red oak down about 2 years ago across the creek. I've actually had to use it before for walking when the creek was really high. I couldn't cross it in two of my normal spots. So today what I wanted to do is create a workstation here on this oak right here, and I don't know, make a work table here with some notches in it to help me well, basically use it as a vise, a stump vise as I need it. But anyway, it's about waist height, perfect for a workbench, so I thought why not take advantage of what's been provided for us here. Alright, first thing we're going to do is cut in here with my buck saw. And we're just going to slice every so often and get some, remove some wood out of this log here. We just want to kind of make a tabletop here. I don't know, we'll probably go a few inches deep. Pop it right out. Now obviously, I don't pack a fro with me everywhere I go in the woods, but for this task, brought it from the shop so that we could craft a workbench here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut several more of these notches here until I can get me a decent workspace here, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, we've got a rough surface here, but it's flat that we're going to work some more on. We'll probably hew this up a bit with my axe, maybe this fro, and get it where we can work on a flat surface here. Put some notches in for holding lumber or projects that we're doing here at base camp. So that's what it's looking like so far, guys. Okay, now what I've done here is I've given myself I don't know, about a hand's length over, and I just scored a line over the log here, and I'm cutting in on a V-notch to make this right here a V-notch for holding rounds in there, things that I'm working on. So I've cut down at, oh, I don't know, maybe a 45 into that center mark, or that score line right here, and cut just a little bit more in there. Now we'll come back about the same distance over here from the center line of my other notch. We're going to try and make these meet. All right, see if we can't pop it out with this fro. There we go. Right here is that V-notch I just cut. So we're cutting rounds, whatever, we can lay that in there with a, it'll just give me a little bit of stability when I am cutting with my buck saw or whatever. Well guys, my stump or my table over there on that red oak is not, that big notch is not working like I want it to. I'm trying to come up with a way to wedge a piece of wood into that notch so that it will hold that better. So I'm over here on the splitting platform and I'm going to try something here. I'm going to cut a V in here so that this short piece, I'll cut that off there, short piece will wedge up against the stock that's in the notched table over there. Alright, I think that's what we wanted. And what we will do from here is we'll cut this off somewhere about here, and we'll wedge this small tool here into the wedge on the tabletop over there, just like that, against logs. Alright guys, what I've got here is, you saw me cut the notch in this piece right here. It's just kind of a slight V notch here on this piece of cedar here. And what I did is I actually cut 2 more pieces of cedar, oh I don't know, 2-3 inches long, 2.5 maybe, 2, somewhere in there. Anyway, 2 of those, and some cedar wedges here. And what I've done is I've wedged this rail, one of the rails that I split the other day in the video on splitting long logs, and I'm very pleased with it. These 2 wedges here, once I got all 3 of these pieces in, I just tightened it down with my maul, and this thing right here, this piece of poplar, this rail is in there so well that I think it'll hold up for any kind of carving task we want to do. What I did is I beveled or angled my saw back into the log here and created, maybe a 10-15 degree angle back into the log. So what I've got now is I've got something that will bite on rails, and I'm going to give it a try as well on the on round logs. Hitting a knot right there, but it's not as good of a vise as you'd find in my shop. But what it is, I'm very pleased. It's waist high, perfect height for working. Alright, I readjusted the wedges here, tightened those up just a bit with my maul, and we're going to give this a cut and see how well it holds. Very well. You can see, when we hit hard stuff here, knots and things, it is going to loosen up a bit. But what we're doing here, we just tighten that notch back up, wedge back up, and we're good to go. So if I need to make a handle for an axe or a fro handle or even a bow stave, this vise right here is going to get it done with a draw knife. Well, this is my attempt at a table stump vise, and fortunately this red oak right here is maybe 20 feet from my shelter, where I do a lot of the campcraft and woodcraft things there, and I can walk just down the hill here, set up my vise here with a draw knife, a machete, whatever, and make whatever I need to out of these poles, out of these rails. Again, the rounds did not work very well. Not satisfied with that. Had to use the tripod for that to hold it up. So anyway, this is how we're doing it. Take advantage of whatever Mother Nature's provided, and make the best of it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and keep doing stuff Self-Reliance. See you next time.